It's almost time for another episode of Heroic Drives. AC from JT. I'll be your host for this evening. We'll be joined by a special guest, Audra McNabney, and she will be joining us from Florida, which is pretty cool, I guess. Florida's pretty awesome. I know that's not her original home, but she has recently gone down there to Elite Fundraising Solutions in much more tropical climates as opposed to Arizona, I believe. Audra is an expert on Elite Fundraising Solutions. She is actually the owner's daughter, so that gives her a head start on most of us. We're looking forward to talking with her. We're looking forward to sharing some information with you as well. I do get a lot of questions. I've answered a few emails this week already about tournaments. How can you help our tournament is the question to us. So I'm looking forward to answering that today. I'm also giving you guys a brief rundown who we are, what we do, how we can help. Golly, it's been a while since our last podcast, but that's all right. It's kind of a pilot episode just to see how things are running, get some bugs worked out, tweak a few settings here and there, try to figure out the interface of this podcast platform, which is relatively user-friendly. So I'm excited to get going on this. Again, my name is JT, Elite Fundraising Solutions of Greater Kansas City. It has been a busy summer. I'm very excited, very happy for the fact that fall has fallen. Man, it was a heated summer at times. I know back in July 7th or so, out on the course, and it was 72 degrees as a high. July 7th, can you believe that? A little bit shocking, but I love it. The heat just, man, it can take a toll on you when you're out in it. I'm glad that's over. I know there were a lot of issues down in the state of Texas over the summer. The heat index down there was crazy. We talked to David Wills, the regional vice president of the Gulf Plains states. We talked to him last month, and I'd heard from him just some of the horror stories of the heat-related injuries out on the golf course. And man, as always, when you're out on the course, even if it's not hot, you gotta hydrate, man, because I know what it's like when you're on the course and you've got a golf cart and you aren't required a license to drive it. You obviously don't. I mean, you should watch what you're drinking, but a lot of golfers, they will get out there on the weekend, and that's their opportunity to cut loose a little bit. And it's easy to get a little carried away and have a little bit too much to drink on the course. But man, hydrating while it's hot, hydrating while it's cold, it don't matter. Put water in your system. Watch out your alcohol consumption. You just got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. And then golf is a funny game within itself. I make it through about 8-9 holes. I feel okay, but then the back starts tightening up. The legs start tightening up. You got to hydrate those muscles as well and keep your organs hydrated so that you can actually live through the day. But golf is supposed to be fun, and that's a whole other story when it isn't. And it's normally related to pace of play, and we can talk about that some other time. But yeah, man, we had a busy And so, yeah, I checked on Audra. She's going to be a little bit late, but that's okay. I got some things to share, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we're going to come over here, and I'm going to give you a rundown. This is the information that we send out to anybody that asks us for information about what we do. It's pretty self-explanatory. Let's see here. And I don't know how well it shows up on your screen, but hey, we're learning as we go. Yeah, here it is. We call this our Elite Fundraising Solutions deck. This kind of just gives you a rundown. We've been supporting the charity golf event industry for 12 years, over 12 years. And we've worked with everyone from the smallest hometown events to the largest professional events nationwide. We provide legendary programs like hole-in-one contests that we discussed earlier, on the course fundraising, amazing player prizes, elite custom packages. We create stellar events that nobody ever wants to miss. We get more players, secure more sponsors, net more revenue. And this is the cool thing. It's at absolutely no cost to your organization. So when you want us to come out, you do not have to dig into your pockets to pay us anything. We'll work all that out in the end. Some of our past events include Clint Eastwood's The Clint, the Hero Golf Classic, Denver Broncos Legends, Dallas Cowboy Legends, the NFL Players Association, American Cancer Society. It goes all the way down. American Cancer Society, Susan G. Komen, Eric Dickerson. Yeah, we have just, if you have an event, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, we are willing to come out and add a little bit of spice to that event. So what we do is the Hero Program. It's that simple, the Hero Program. It's trademarked, okay? You may see other people, we call them the imitators. We are the innovators of the Hero Program. If you don't see our Hero Program logo, as I'm highlighting up here in the upper right-hand corner with our trademark on it, that's not us. And there are some people out there pretending to be us, and it doesn't normally work out that good for the charities, the golf courses, or the people pretending to be us. It's not a very good place to be in. We are committed to fundraising for our veterans, our first responders who risk their lives to protect our freedom, and that's no joke. Our Hero Program partners provide advanced prosthetics, service dogs, scholarships, financial aid, PTSD counseling, and phantom limb pain therapy, and suicide prevention for our heroes and their families. Man, guys, that just, to me, that means everything. And that's one of the reasons, it's the main reason I got on board with Elite Fundraising Solutions as a veteran myself. I was having several family members serve in the sphere of public service, from firefighters, police officers, military, and losing some people close to me to suicide. I understand the pain. I understand the difficulty that's involved with the subject. So it was a really easy choice for me to get on board with the EFS and become a part of their mission. And about their mission, here's a little bit of the vision and description. By becoming a Hero Course partner, and this is where we're talking directly to the courses right now, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're a private or public course, we could work with you. You can directly impact the lives of thousands of veterans and first responders and their families who've risked their lives to protect our freedom. The Hero Program provides a $1,000 hole-in-one challenge and a closest to the pin contest during a normal play day. So any day of the week, Monday to Sunday, we can come out. Our professionals set up on a par 3 tee box. We ask for optional donations from golfers. All golfers can participate in the contest, even if they decline to donate. If a shot is made, the winner receives $1,000 to spend at that Hero course. The closest to the pin wins a full value gift, which is 10% of the total amounts raised that day, to use at the course. So if you are a course manager, general manager, or have access to those folks, there is a little something in it for the course besides just the satisfaction of helping save lives. We give you a little bit of money back in the gift cards. And if somebody hits a hole-in-one, you're going to get a nice gift card there as well. So we direct revenue back through the Hero Course partners. The Hero Program purchases a gift card each time our staff facilitates a hero day. So anytime you come out, anytime we come out, there's going to be gift cards exchanged. So golfers have an opportunity to win incredible prizes, a trip for two to Cancun, Mexico. And that is the real deal, by the way, I might add. Many people are like, no, that sounds too good to be true. You can't win a trip. You can't win a stay for two in Cancun. You can. Complimentary, 4 nights, 5 days. It's a stay for two. And it's about $1,000 to $1,600 value, and you can take two children under the age of 12 for free. Some restrictions do apply, and it's an age restriction between the ages of 30 and 70. You do not have to listen to a timeshare pitch. There's no blackout dates. You have 6 months to book your trip, an additional 12 months to use it. So if you aren't 30 by the time you're booking it, that's all right. Maybe you have 18 months to turn 30, and then you can go take the trip. You can also upgrade when they call and book these stays with you. Our office from Cancun calls you and they want to book it. You can upgrade for a couple $100. Yeah, dig it. A couple $100. You can upgrade to an all-inclusive. You're going to pay a booking fee. It's about $115, I believe, and a one-time tax. And the Mexican government charges you a few pesos every night that you're there. But I mean, for a few $100, including your donation, you're going to get a 4-night, 5-day complimentary stay. You take care of your travel, but once you're there, have fun. It's on us, right? So here's kind of a look at our par 3. We're going to set up at a par 3, 165 yards. And this is for tournaments. This is when we start talking about how we can help tournaments. Okay, we're going to bump up that hole-in-one prize from $1,000 to $3,500. Half of that we're going to give to the winner in the form of a gift card to the golf course, and the other half we're going to make a donation to the charity's name or the not-for-profit or whoever we're there raising money for that day. We're going to make a donation in that golfer's name to your charity. So we take care of that. We take care of the insurance. We take care of the $3,500 winner. And that's pretty awesome. We also accept donations to support the cause there at the golf course that day. Every golfer who donates can receive a virtual gift bag worth thousands of dollars in discounts, and also markets the host golf course, and we do that absolutely free. The closest to the pin, same thing. Golfers receive a gift card for both first and second place from us. And our Par 3 Challenge gives back 25% of the raised revenue to the charity, and that's a pretty good deal. We can also do some silent auctions, or not silent auctions, but some hero driver auctions after the event at the banquet, and that's going to help out a little bit too. So anything beyond the cost of a hero driver, which is a crank driver, which we haven't gotten into, which we're going to get into right now, we give everything above the cost and shipping and handling right to the charity. So it's an opportunity to make a little bit more money for the charity, and that's pretty awesome. So here's our Par 5. It's available for any size tournament. It doesn't matter. 40 teams, 120 teams, however many, it doesn't matter. We create fun and excitement. We speed up the play also. These events that we do on the course, they're designed to get people in and out as quickly as possible. We do not want to slow up the pace of play. We want to get them going as fast as possible. And we're going to have these upper end prizes for the players. Our staff's going to set up, and we're going to bring out our world champion crank drivers and set up at a Par 5 tee box. All the players have the opportunity to hit the most famous, highest performing driver in golf. Crank driver now holds 31. Can you believe that? 31 world long drive championships. And we have all the world records for distance, ball speed, and carry across all age groups, male and female. Players will advance to the world long drive distance of 483 yards to chip for a double eagle. That speeds up play. See how we do it? We also give that opportunity on the Par 3s. When everybody on the team donates $20, they take their shot for the closest to the pin, the hole-in-one, and they mark a 1 down on their scorecard, and they just move right along. That's how we speed up play, right? And so the players can opt into a raffle to win a custom-built $699 KRANK Golf Formula 11 or KRANK Fire Driver, trip to Cancun, or a savings pass, and more. 100% of the money that we raise on a par 5 is matched back in drivers. Yeah, if we raise, $1,300 we're going to give that charity 2 world champion crank drivers to give away to the participants that day. So that's how that works. And we can also do a bunch of stuff at the banquet as well. So what we want to do is increase your golfers' prize satisfaction and the tournament experience. Again, at no cost to your charity, none. We can also have our long drive entertainment as well. We can have our long drive team come out, entertain your participants with the most exciting and best on-course fundraising program offered to charity golf tournaments in the nation. Our team is the best in the world. We have won 31 World Long Drive Championships. Did I mention that? Yeah. And we're going to have some of those long drivers come out, hit some trick shots, show you how amazing a 400-yard drive actually looks. We can entertain the players, the participants of the tournament with our long drive pros. So that's pretty cool, man. I got to admit. And we got some custom packages. This is a step beyond just having a par 3 and a par 5. And that's why I'm excited to bring in Audra McNabney when she's ready. And this is what we're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to talk about the Elite Super Tickets, the custom package, the premium custom package. We're going to get a little bit more information from Audra. I know that she has some serious insight to these. I have yet to take on a tournament that wants to do this. I've only been on board since this last February, so just trying to get a feel for the way we operate at DFS. At this point, I've done 35 events, just regular hero days, some tournaments, par 3s. So I'm starting to get a good feel, but she is an expert at it, and we're looking forward to talking with her. And we'll probably revisit this page here in a little bit. But when we do a custom event, we've got T-Box prizes. We've got KRANK Golf prizes, the Cancun stays, the Elite Hero Savings Pass. We don't often get a whole lot of time on the course to actually go into depth about the Savings Pass. You have a limited amount of time. We're talking to the golfers, but we have unlimited amounts of time here. I could talk for 12 hours about it, but I won't. Winners of a Savings Pass receive a 12-month membership to our exclusive Savings Pass that has access to over 1.7 million VIP offers locally and nationally. Save at over 850,000 hotels internationally in over 200 countries with cashback rewards. Find the best travel deals, rental cars. On average, if you use your Hero Savings Pass, you're going to save over $2,000 a year. Over 20 million consumers use our platform each year, and here's a little bit more about it. And what's really cool, what's really awesome that they've added into Elite Fundraising Solutions, a quiver, is that what they call it? A bag of arrows, right? Is that the quiver? Just an additional arrow to put in the quiver is the Elite Fundraising Solutions campaign. So if you're a tournament and you have us come out, we're going to sign you up, again, free of charge. We want to help you raise money for your charity, raise money for your cause year around. And this is how we do it. We do it with a platform where we give out a savings pass to folks that donate to your cause through the year. It's pretty simple. We set up a landing page. We have a message from you. It can be a video, 30 seconds, about 30 seconds. Pictures, messages, running videos of you explaining your charity. At the end of the page, you have a QR code, and you can share that with your existing donors that you have already on file with text messages. You can email them out and let them know, hey, guys, we're doing a campaign. We're raising money for our cause, and what we want to do is give you a high-value gift. This Elite Savings Pass for your donation. And that's what they get. So you can maximize your donations, giving the donors a gift they can use every day with a 54% higher response rate than other traditional fundraising methods. What fundraising methods? Selling mums, selling gum, mattresses, poinsettias. You guys have seen it, right? The cookie dough. You go door to door, you send the kids out, you send people of your organization out knocking on doors. And quite frankly, in today's world, that can be a little bit scary. So we want to simplify things, make things a little bit safer. We provide the platform, we provide the website, we provide the marketing materials, we supply the QR code link for all of your donors. This is a secure, turnkey crowdfunding platform to raise money fast. We can do it. We can sit down for an hour. We pipe out as many emails and texts as we can. We build the fundraising platform for you. That's no joke. Our donor retention platform to keep donors engaged using America's largest VIP discount network. So you're going to attract new donors, right? You're going to expand your giving pool. You're going to incentivize and reward your donors, and you're going to give back to the stakeholders of your organization. So we share your story, we get to video your image, we show and showcase a sponsor. So raise more money, engage and retain more donors while gifting the Elite Savings Pass. And so, when you do that, I'm sorry, I'm going to exit out of here. Now I'll quit sharing this. I can find it. I know I can do this, right? There we go. So when we come out, we work with your charity and we work with your tournament, we work with your not-for-profit on the course, but our involvement and our help doesn't end there. So we want anybody that calls us to ask about our services, which I might mention are free. Did I mention that? It's no cost to you at all. We want to help you throughout the year continue to reach your goals. At the end of the year, 70% of those who get a 1-year membership for the Savings Pass renew. That means they renew their donation at the beginning of your next fundraising campaign, at the beginning of the next year of your next cycle. Just know that 70% of the people that donated and received this last year aren't even going to think twice about it. They're just going to auto renew, and that donation goes right to you. And guess what? You didn't have to sell any cookie dough, no bed mattresses, none of the door-to-door fundraising things or any of the fundraising items that you have to stock, that you have to touch, that you have to store, that you have to, handle, distribute, collect. It's all done. It's all done for you. That's what makes Elite Fundraising Solutions different than everybody else who does this. You may go out, you might see somebody with a big cannon shooting golf balls down the range, and hey, look, I'm not going to knock that, okay? Everybody needs to add a little fun and excitement to their golf tournament, and if that's the way you do it, hey, man, more power to you. But trust me, nobody launching golf balls out of a cannon is going to build a website for you, market your charity, and help you spread the word and give your donors a gift and an incentive to do so. So that's one of the cool little benefits and perks of having us come out and help you with your tournament or your charity event. That's one of the perks that we offer, and I think it's awesome, man. It's pretty sweet, and I think it's worthwhile, and it's no skin off your back. So I think we've worked with, I think I've done about 6 charity events this year. One of the biggest, which we will have on the show, is Defenders of Freedom. And this was out at Tiffany Green's near the airport here at Kansas City International Airport. Excuse me. I got to get that out and take a drink. Might as well. Maybe I'll just edit that out, right? Okay, I'm back to normal. We were out at Tiffany Green's Defenders of Freedom, and they specialize in raising money and supporting veterans with traumatic brain injuries. And boy, what an incredible event. And I cannot wait to get them on the podcast and interview them. I know they did very well for themselves raising money this year. I also know that the organizer suffers from a traumatic brain injury himself. And it was just a couple of weeks ago that they do their Defenders of Freedom poker tournament down in North Kansas City at Call Sign Brewery. And he wasn't able to attend because he was actually getting brain surgery that day, which, I think everything worked out just fine. He's recovering. But man, these guys put on a first class tournament out there. And boy, they had all sorts of firearms that you could win. Anything you could possibly imagine military that is available on the civilian market was there to win. And the sponsors were just off the hook. If that is a term that the young kids are still using today, I'm going to continue to use it. I'm just telling you, Defenders of Freedom, KC, put on a show. And we raised over $4,000 at our par 3 hole alone. We gave away, I want to say, 18 Cancun stays, which all are valued between $1,000 and $1,600. So we gave out well over $10,000 worth of prizes, not to mention savings passes. And we were able to award, I believe, about $500 to our first and second place finishers for the closest to the pin. And, we were not the biggest thing there. I mean, they had some great stuff, but we really encouraged and ended up gathering a lot of participation over other things that they were offering simply because nobody does what we do. Nobody comes out with a professional setup. And I invite you all to go check out our Facebook page, Elite Fundraising Solutions, KRANK GOLF of Greater KC. Several of the events that I've been out to myself, and you'll see the setup that we have. Man, it's first class all the way, USA all the way, just like the shirt. We're flying the stars, the bars. The red, white, and blue is prominently displayed at all of our par 3s, all of our par 5s. We love America. We love our country, and it shows. And we do it upright, man. And I tell you what, the golfers have fun when they come to our holes. We're excited. We are excited. We're not just plain excited. It's impossible to pretend to be excited all day long. We are excited all day long. When we come out to a tournament to help you, we're helping our veterans. We're helping your cause. And quite frankly, when you get to golfing and you get those competitive juices flowing, I can't wait to see what the next foursome's going to do. Are they going to duff one to the next tee box, slice it into the wood line, maybe hook it into the houses that are built uncomfortably close to the fairway? It's possible. One thing that's for sure, if there's water next to a par 3, somebody's going to hit into it. But just to see the reactions, you never know who you're going to meet at a par 3 or at a par 5. On the golf course, you don't know who's coming up. So we're genuinely excited to be there. The golfers are genuinely excited to participate and win some great prizes. So, yeah, that's a brief rundown of our tournament stuff, and I'm excited to have Audra come on. She should be here in the next five or 6 minutes or so. So we'll just kind of hold off until then. Let me see if there's anything else that I can share with you over here on my display. Nope, that was pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it, and I'll come back. So here we are, as promised. I'm joined with Audra McNabney. And Audra, welcome to Heroic Drives KC. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you. I'm excited to be.
Awesome. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Perfect. In fact, I think I can hear you better than great. It's like you're actually inside my head right now. It's weird.
Perfect.
Hey, where you at?
So I'm at New York Country Club, just outside of New York.
Okay, well, I'm normally used to hearing you be in Florida, right?
Yep, I just moved to Florida in November, and we're in Orlando these days. So yeah, it's been exciting. Definitely warmer than it is here, but
Well, that's got to be exciting too. If you've had too much summer, you got to have you some fall, right? I mean, you got to have fall.
honestly, it's been a really nice change of pace. I opened up like my winter boxes just to pack for this trip, so it was good.
So, what are you doing in New York right now?
So I met with their general manager, Garrett. We are working on a couple different partnerships right now between Elite and GTS for not only their cannons, but also an app that we're developing for Elite. And tomorrow we have a huge golf turnout here supporting children that have been either like injured or have come down with some sort of either like disease or something medically wrong, and they're helping families within the police department out here in New York. So
Oh, that's perfect. That's awesome. I guess you kind of gave away a little bit of trade secret. You're working on secret Elite Fundraising Solutions stuff, huh?
no, right? Yeah, a little bit. We're excited. We're gearing up for like the future, and yeah, we have some big ideas and stuff in the works right now for sure.
Awesome. Well, I won't force too much information out of you that you're not ready to share. I'm sure the leadership across the board would not be too happy about that. So, hey, I just want to talk a little bit for everybody that's going to be watching, and I'm going to be cutting these up into clips. So, tell us a little bit. Why are you involved in Elite Fundraising Solutions? Of course, I know the answer to that, but not everybody does. Give us a brief little background, why you're involved, how you're involved, and how you've gotten to where you are down in Florida at this point.
Yeah, so Jay, our CEO, is my father. And when I first came on board, I was helping over the summer when I would come home from college with a couple like celebrity events here and there. And I knew nothing about golf. I had no idea what par three, par five, any of that meant. But I knew it was a ton of fun, and they were always connected to just amazing charities. So anytime I would come home for either summer or winter breaks, I was dying to get back on the golf course. I ended up finishing college, and honestly, I went back and forth. I'm like, I got my degree in criminal justice and communications, but honestly, I wanted to kind of take on like the family business with Elite. And so, after talking to my dad many times, we ended up deciding that I was going to move back home to California from where I went to school in Kentucky and take on like the family business. So that was in 2014 when I graduated. And now, all these years later, I'm the senior vice president for Elite Fundraising and also a regional vice president for several states, including, California, Nevada, Hawaii, Washington, and now Florida. Um, and Florida was definitely unexpected, but I ended up meeting a gentleman at our Hero Golf Classic last year in Southern California. He was a below the knee amputee, had his dog at our golf tournament, and was just like this like bright light, honestly. And we ended up hitting it off. He's my boyfriend now, over a year later. And he had mentioned, why don't you guys have anything going on in Florida, especially with your Hero program? So after we started talking and kind of planning, I was originally supposed to just fly out to Florida to get the state up and running for a couple of months, hire on people. But to be honest, I fell in love with the state and ended up there full time. So now we live in Orlando, and we're growing both Elite and the Hero program out in Florida.
And that's absolutely fantastic to hear. And just so everybody knows, just being the owner's daughter does not qualify you to be good at what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Audra is a pro. And I mean that, I really mean that, Audra, because David, our regional vice president here in the Gulf Plains States region, is
Mm-hmm.
constantly chasing you to book tournaments and I can hear it in his voice every Tuesday on our call. He has like this little competition thing that he's got to catch Audra. He's got to catch Audra. And if
Love
you know David, he is an absolute firecracker. He's like an M80 firecracker, constantly ready to explode. And that guy is a bundle of energy. I have seen him drink 3 5-hour energies in less than 25 seconds. This guy has got more energy than anybody you know, and he's chasing you around, trying to beat your records and get more tournaments than you. Good
I love
luck with, yeah.
it. For years, I've been praying for like a running buddy, to be honest. I just don't really like shut off. And I've been doing this for so long. I just feel like I get it so well. It's easy to call tournaments and talk to them and figure out like whatever they have planned, we can fit somewhere, and so every single conversation is different, but I don't really see why somebody wouldn't have us. And so that's something I've loved in David out there. I'm like, come on, David, like I want him to do well too, because I'm like, I love competition. I, played sports in college. And so I'm excited. This year's been really big for him and your guys' team. So it's nice having some competition for sure.
Well, awesome to hear the story of how you ended up down in Florida. I know Orlando is a beautiful area. Of course, you could go either way of Orlando and get to the beach relatively quickly,
Oh, yeah.
depending on which breezes you want to feel that day. Do you want to feel, or do you want to see the sunset or sunrise? Which way do we go? Which beach do we want to see? That's pretty cool. I've spent a little bit of time down in Cocoa Beach area. So, yeah, absolutely fun. But hey, best of luck to you as you get into falls and springs and it's still 85 degrees every single day. I got to have my fall. So good for you to travel to New York. And hey, I took a little bit of time earlier in the podcast and we just kind of went over, I did the EFS deck. I just kind of went through page by page, and I'm not asking you to do that. But what I would want you to do, if you let's just say I'm a prospective charity, and I'm getting ready to. I need some help. I don't really know what I'm doing. Man, this golf thing is so complicated. What are you going to do to help me, and how much is this going to cost? A quick cliff notes of what you would tell a charity organizer or a not-for-profit that want to expand their event.
Yeah. So what I love is that we have so many different options. And it just kind of depends on like what they already have planned, of course. If they don't have a ton going on already, then I usually start with like our easiest programs, being like our on-course fundraisers. They have a couple different options from there, but to really enhance like their overall tournament, and to really come in and help them in a ton of different ways, I would definitely lead them towards our custom packages. So on that side of things, our $20 super ticket and our custom packages, it is loaded with stuff. And so I tell people all the time, I'm like, I don't even want to upsell you to a $25 or a $50 package. I think that you could do the $20 one year after year and it, enhance your event immensely. And so with those packages in particular, you're getting like a fun scratch card game at registration, which really helps any of the golfers that are coming to your event. And maybe they're not the most like golf savvy, but they're coming out to support your fundraiser or your charity. So they have an opportunity to win a prize there. And they just pick, one of 3 little golf balls to scratch off. It's super quick and easy. And they can win either a savings pass or a Cancun trip, depending on, which package they chose. And then the very next contest is your $100,000 shootout. So here
$100,000.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm like, seeing that on a flyer, I'm like, I don't know about you, but that's like attractive to me, right? So it's really exciting. We only pick 4 different golfers to participate in it. So people usually want to come in, they want to buy that custom package, or if it's already included in the entry fee, we just pick 4 random names to be included. But we usually run the shootout about 15 minutes before everybody goes to play for the day. We pick, whatever green is closest to the clubhouse. And usually people come and they gather around like the green. We take them, those 4 golfers, about 150 yards out. They all take one shot to make it in. If somebody does get it, it's a 50-50 split between that golfer and then the charity. And more times than not, nobody makes it in. It's, their nerves are going and they're excited, nervous, all the things. But whoever gets closest to the pin during the shootout does win a prize, depending on the package type, so that we don't have any losers. Like somebody's going to win something. It's exciting. And then, outside of that, we cover all their contest prizes, anywhere from 2 to 4 different contests, depending on how many golfers they have. But they get us, so like our team is there. We're helping them with the registration. We're the ones, coordinating all the different contest holes, even our own fundraiser holes. We're spreading things out, I would say like evenly, so that way, like every couple holes or something, but they're not all like bunched up together. We're running that shootout for them. They also get a premium hole in one of their choice. And on that side, I'm like, it's not just our $3,500 hole in one with our hero hole for their tournament. They're picking between like a master's trip for 2 people, or going to like the Super Bowl, or playing Pebble Beach, going to the Kentucky Derby, whatever they want that they think that their tournament is going to be excited about and attracted to. And like a quick blurb, I guess, on the hole-in-ones, it's not just the event tickets. It's like the entire experience. So 2 adults are going to go. They're going to have like their airfare included, their hotel, and they also get $1,000 of like cash while they're there too, so they can truly like let loose for the day and enjoy like that event. So it's a ton of fun and it's super low cost. But we can either come in and we can sell it for them at registration, and the players just pick and choose whether or not they want to be included in that, or we can add it into their entry fee, and that way we can highlight all of those additions on their flyer, which usually ends up attracting a lot more players and sponsors for their tournament.
Now, if a golf tournament or a charity is looking to do this, they're probably looking at what, a dozen or more organizations that do almost exactly what we do, right? No, right? We're
Like,
not many people do what we do.
I'm like, I would say, I don't really know of any other companies that offer exactly what we do. I know that like insurance companies, they can offer like pieces, but to be honest, I don't know of like another company that has a package just like ours,
That's kind of where I was going. I was totally tongue in cheek. The point I was trying to make is nobody does this like we do.
Yeah.
We're one of the few people that serve the entire nation. You were in California.
Uh-huh.
Now you're in Florida. I'm
Uh-huh.
in Missouri. And pretty much any state in between, we can find somebody to help you, right?
Absolutely. Yep. If we don't have, a team member in that state, we'll get somebody there. I'm like, everything is, we're growing so rapidly. We almost have teammates in almost every single state, or it's got to be close by for somebody to just jet over and help out.
Which brings me an excellent segue. Talk a little bit about the opportunity for somebody who wanted to come on board with Elite Fundraising Solutions, make a difference in other people's lives, and maybe improve their own life along the way. We are not a fly-by organization. We did not pop up last week. You do not get to almost every state in the union just by offering a cannon that shoots golf balls, correct?
Absolutely. Yep. um, I'm like, well, as I've been doing interviews, I'm trying to grow my Florida team right now, right? I'm like, there's so much ground to cover. You can drive, 14 hours and hit from one end to the other end in Florida. And so what comes up a lot is that I don't want to overwhelm new people because there is so much opportunity with Elite Fundraising. So if you want to come on and you just want to help out with the Hero Program, which supports our veterans and first responders and their families, awesome. We have a spot for you in that. If you are attracted to the drivers with KRANK Golf and you just want to come out, demo drivers, put them into place into golf courses, that sort of thing, you can make money on that side. If you love tournaments, then we have an entire, deck of just the options for golf tournaments, whether you want to help on course with those player packages, with banquet fundraising now, which is new for us, and so on. And then the last piece really would be our online fundraising, which has nothing to do with golf. It can help literally anybody and everybody, whether you're, league team that wants to raise, or a school, a charity, whatever it might be. And so we have a ton of opportunity that can literally, keep that money coming in all year long now, no matter what state you might be in.
Absolutely. Man, I know you're a busy woman. I know you've got things to do. I appreciate the fact that you went through the trouble of getting on this podcast with me tonight. Do you have any parting words, anything you'd want to say about EFS in general? And I just want to throw in there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this crank thing is really blowing up now, isn't it? The
KRANK GOLF.
crank golf. Yeah.
I'm like, it's been so exciting. I'm like, that's where we started. We just wanted to demo the drivers, get them in people's hands. So we created this, crank it hole to try to do that and have people try them out. We were asking for $10, 15 years ago. And so now I'm like, gosh, we're getting anywhere from $25 donations up to $100 per golfer for people to demo them, win some cool prizes. And having Bryson hit our drivers now has been amazing for the company. I'm like, everybody has heard of KRANK Golf now. They're so excited to try out the drivers. And that Hero Edition club, I always tell people, I'm like, I might be biased because my dad's one of the owners, but that has to be the best looking club you've ever seen. That Fire Edition, special edition with like the hero paint job on top is just beautiful. And people are killing it. It doesn't matter if you're a lady or, a senior just trying to get a couple extra yards, or a young buck that is just swinging out of his shoes. I'm like, it literally works for everybody. It works for Bryson. He's been killing it. He just shot that 58 recently and has won the last couple of tournaments he's played in. But yeah, I'm like, going back to what you had mentioned, I guess like one of the last things I would want to say, and if you have, more you want me to touch on, of course I can do that. But where we are now from where we started about 15 years ago, it's just night and day. But the things we have in the works right now, I'm like, I feel like the sky's the limit for Elite right now. And so to not get in and to at least learn what we have going on, to pursue whatever part of our company interests you the most, and you don't have to do everything, which is so cool. I'm like, you would definitely be missing out because there's big things coming. I kind of mentioned a couple of things, maybe a little too prematurely at the beginning of this call, but I'm like, yeah, we're making bigger partnerships. We're trying to grow that much more. And honestly, I know in my heart that we're going to take over like the entire industry with golf tournaments, and helping our veterans and first responders.
And so how is it going for you down in Florida? Are you having some success with the golf courses? I mean, we've always said, if you go in and you talk to a golf course,
Mm-hmm.
you tell them why you're there and what you do. If they look at you and they're like, you get out of here, you dirty rat, we don't want your kind. We don't ever get that response from golf courses. How has the response been down in Florida so far?
So I've actually really enjoyed the challenge. So what I didn't realize in Florida, I had thought, oh my gosh, when I move here, we don't have anybody here introducing our hero program and the different opportunities just within the hero program, let alone everything we can offer golf tournaments. But what I actually realized pretty quickly after a few meetings was, this is like the golf mecca of the country. And so there's over 1,300 courses in all of Florida, and they have seen a lot of different programs that are trying to do something similar. But my favorite thing in all of these meetings that keeps coming up is, oh my gosh, I've seen something similar, but I have not seen something like this. I have not seen a company put everything together like this. They're either a company that helps tournaments or a company that is just trying to focus on veterans. But here we are, we help anybody and everybody. And depending on how that conversation goes, if they're, a private course, for example, that does a ton of tournaments, well, let's just do the hero program a couple times a year around major holidays. It makes sense. But you should white label in our programs for every single one of your tournaments. Why wouldn't you? I'm like, it's only going to help them fundraise more, enhance their overall look of the tournament, bring in more players and sponsors. And then, vice versa. Say they don't do very many tournaments, but they have a ton of play, so they don't want tournaments. Well, then let's set up our hero program, 1 to 4 times a month. And so what I appreciate about where we are in our company is that when we go into courses in Florida, especially, and they have seen and heard everything out there on the market, because they're the biggest, we can segue that conversation to whatever they're looking for, because we have so many options right now, which is amazing.
Well, I guess I kind of spoke out of turn earlier when I said nobody's really doing what we're doing, uh, at least not in Missouri. Okay.
Yeah.
We go to courses in Missouri and they're like, "What? Why are you here? Do you need to golf?" We're like, "No, we're doing this special thing." They
Yeah.
they don't they don't see it much even here in Kansas City, which is one of the larger cities in the Midwest. But that would make sense down there in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, what haven't they seen at a golf course? You can't hardly sneeze without knocking down a golf course down there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know there were 1,300 golf courses in the state.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, you've got your work cut out for you, Audra. What are you going to do?
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I feel like we haven't even made a dent, to be honest. My goal coming in was just to move, as fast as I could. California is one of our biggest regions in our entire company. But I feel like it took a couple years to like really take off. And in California alone, last year we did like over 450 or 500 golf tournaments. And so
Wow.
here in Florida, I'm like, okay, I know better now. We have more programs in place now. We're just in like a better situation walking into a state like this. And so I was really pleased that in about a month, we ended up closing over 30 courses. We had over 80 events in the month of May. And so we're just like on that trek now that it's starting to cool down a little bit to just be as busy as we can possibly be, October through the end of spring.
Well, as soon as it's negative 20 degrees here in Kansas City, I will be on a plane. I will come down. I will help you guys for about 60 days, and then I'm coming back.
I'm like, perfect. Use the help.
All right. Well, hey, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Uh, Man,
Like,
up in New York. Oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Audra. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again in the future. Keep up the good work. And thank you so much for joining me tonight.
thank you so much for having me. Good luck out there. Kick some butt while you still can.
Absolutely. One more question. You said you weren't golfing at all. You didn't know the difference between a bird and a birdie. What about now? Are you golfing? Are you doing anything on the course?
I am golfing now. As I started working KRANK holes, especially, people would be like, "Oh, come on, come try the driver." Well,
Right.
I playing softball and volleyball. I played volleyball in college. I got a full ride, so I wasn't nervous back then. Now that I'm a little bit older, I'm like, "Oh, I better not." And so I started hitting the driver. I'm like, "Oh shoot, I can pound this thing farther than the guys can." Like it was super fun. And so I started getting into golf. I had some friends at Cobra that hooked me up with my irons, and then of course I only hit KRANK, hybrids, fairway woods, and drivers. And so I am still working on breaking 100 because I don't play that often right now. But my longest drive ever, which I will never let Carter, my boyfriend, live this down. I outdrove him and I hit 297 on a par. And he was just like, "What in the world?" But don't ask what happened after that. Like I just like crumbled after that, but it was like one of my highlights that I've ever had.
Oh, that is crazy. Yeah, I get a lot of people that ask me, "Do you golf?" I'm like, "Well, I do this a lot, so I golf just enough to never get better, basically."
Absolutely. Putting
Folks
it.
in our position, it's really hard for us to just take a day off and go golf. It really is when you're helping so many.
So many courses to see.
There really are. Well, again, Audra, thank you for taking time out of your day, and I hope to talk to you again in the future. And just keep up the good work, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, have a good night.
Okay, good night. Take care.
Bye.
And there you go. There's Audra. You can see why we just absolutely adore her. She totally skilled at what she does. She makes a wonderful conversation with the golf courses. She's easy to hang out with, easy to talk to, smart, just sharp as a tack. Just a lovely lady who is doing great things for Elite Fundraising Solutions. And yeah, she's the owner's daughter, but as I said in the interview, don't let that fool you. She is completely capable, and she does not ride anybody's coattails in this organization. So, man, that's just awesome. We really appreciate Audra joining us. So, man, I guess next time I'm going to have to top that somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'll have to find somebody else better than Audra. I don't know how that's going to work. But in any case, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate you stopping by. Heroic Drives, KC. We'll be back with another installment as soon as we can. There's no schedule here. We're just chilling. So until next time, thank you, and ask yourself, what drives you?